This is Pine Leaf Needles, Skirmisher Middle Earth. Now I'm in Combe to look into the horse that needs help.
How can I be of service?
First, let's talk to the stable master so I can get the route. And this must be the stable helper. New arrival in Combe.
How can I be of service?
Thank goodness you've arrived, and just in time. What's happening now? Goblins? Let's see.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
An unusual horse arrived, and the stable here in the stable here down at the end. But I have no time to help him sell into his next stall. I need to tend to these other horses, or the stable master will have my head. Would you please help me tend this horse's stall and make sure that it has everything it needs? For new horses, I usually check the bedding for freshness and the trough for grain. Make sure it has plenty of water too. Alright, I came all this way just to muck some stables. Really fun. Oh, very well. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a water bucket. Of course it's empty, so collect some water. Oh. And there we go, I filled the bucket. Food trough. Find some grain. And what do we have here? Oh, the bedding. The bedding looks like it's been here forever. Probably from the previous tenant of the stall. It's awfully dirty. Well, I would presume the bedding would be awfully dirty if it's been here since the previous owner. Let me pick up some grain, since I'm sure the horse will love something to eat. Grain is moldy and unfit for horse. Don't they check their grain so that only the good grain is left? I gotta check grain to see whether or not it's moldy. Jeez, it's bad enough that you had me come all the way from the Shire just to tend to a horse. And I'm a hobbit. Hobbits are used to ponies. I'm not bull roarer. Alright, well, at least I got 5 of them. Here's some hay for some bedding. Now, why we need 8 piles of hay for the bedding, I don't know. I guess it's a really big horse. Which is doubly a reason not to have a hobbit on the job. Alright, there's the bedding. I just need to find a little bit more grain. Preferably not moldy. I think I could deliver the first part of the grain so it could start eating. But no, until I find the last bit, it's going to starve. That is rather cruel treatment of a nice stallion. Ah, there's some. Finally. Alright. Good. Good. give the horse a nice pat on the head. Now don't ask me how well, I guess if he brings his head down like that I could reach it. And now talk to the stable helper.
Greetings, friend. Would you do something for me?
Oh! Now I gotta find a blacksmith in Breetown, so I can get some horseshoes from him. Wonderful! Now, why doesn't a town the size of Combe have a farrier? Okay, maybe not a full-fledged blacksmith, but at least a farrier, so that they can make their own shoes. But instead, they collect the nearest hobbit, who happens to be from the Shire and not from Staddle. And ask that hobbit to go and talk to a blacksmith, who I'm sure, with all the troubles going along, is more inclined to make swords than horseshoes, and will probably tell us, why don't you go find a farrier somewhere. Of course, now I've got to find this blacksmith. Alright. And you see I'm heading all the way down here. Here's a blacksmith.
Why are you bothering me?
I'm helping Flint on a new order. We'll need to find another blacksmith. What about Flint?
This is intolerable.
Sorry, I can't make horseshoes at the moment. See, I told you! They're busy making other things. How about this one?
What is this world coming to?
Oh, you need some horseshoes made. Sure, I can make them for you. Do me a favor and grab the items I need. Well, of course they're going to ask me to get the items. This is an MMO. Let's see what we got in here. Some nails. Wait, we'll need 2 crates of nails. Sheesh. Now, why exactly does he want this old horseshoe? I forgot the excuse they have for finding an old horseshoe. I mean, it's not like one normally molds horseshoes. So you don't need to make a mold. What you really need is to know how to make them in the first place, which I would assume that if he was willing to do it, he would have such knowledge.
Why are you bothering me?
Though I would think that he would be more inclined to want an old horseshoe maybe from the horse themselves. That way he knows how big the foot is to the horse, but he just asked me to bring a random one. Alright, I'll bring the horseshoes to the stable helper. And alright, I'm tired of running all over the place.
Greetings.
Well, looks like I'm stuck doing it anyway. Just thinking, 7 more levels. I can get a faster mount. Oh yes, I can't cut that way anymore. That's the problem is when they redesign a village that all those shortcuts I've been learning for the last 5 years no longer work. Time to learn all the new shortcuts instead. I know you'd wonder why on earth would I come back to Combe after all that trouble I had in Archet. You'd think I'd want to stay as far from that village as possible. And even worse, to be asked to do some menial tasks for a horse. Then be wondering, why am I doing this? This is because when you get mounted combat skills, if you do all the quests in a deed involving this horse, you get an additional skill that helps to heal you a bit. And a healing skill in mounted combat never hurts.
Hello there.
Thank you for taking the time to head into Breedtown. The horse will appreciate the set of shoes. I hope so.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Talk to Aelgar in the horse fields. Alright, I guess we could accept that quest. And now I just have to get there. Yes. Well, fortunately, when I got that quest to go running all over the place, I also got a map to the horse fields. There it is. To Hengstacer Farm. And that'll get me there quickly. I guess you're happy I don't have slow loading screens like Andang has. Proof of trust.
What can
Finished.
I do for you?
And now I unlock a deed. And when I collect all the quests in this deed, it means I can now head off into...
Would you do something for me? Might I take a moment of your time?
It means that I can go and get that bonus item for the... Ooh. For mounted combat. Alright, water. Now I must fill the water buckets in the proper order. Now, fortunately, I've done this before, so if I remember the order properly, I should be able to do this. Alright, that's the first one. If I remember correctly, the second one is way down over there. And make sure you do it in the water bucket and not into the feed bucket. Alright, that's the second. This is because the horses have a pecking order. Now with real horses, the traditional pecking order is stallions first. Oops, wrong horse. Stallions first. Ooh, I didn't get there in time. Yes, the horse I went to already had a filled bucket. So normally it's stallions first, mares seconds, and geldings third. Now we need the fourth one, which is way down there. Henry. Must be the gelding. Alright. Now we talk to the horse to do herding in the lone lands. Now this is a session play. Now in case you wonder what a session play is, this is where you take the role of another character. You'll see plenty of session plays during the epic storyline, which I'm sure Andang will take you through. Well, in this case, you're taking the role of the horse. Now, this particular horse is level 75, which is a nice level, which means I don't have to worry about all these monsters all over the place, since they're somewhere around the mid-20s. Oh yes, of course, we have this. It's been a while since I've done this. Galloping flight, plus 100% speed. Whee! Yeah, that's 100% speed bonus. Maybe a bit too fast. Oh, this is amusing. Right. Oh, I'm so used to using the war steed stopping style that using regular horse movement is tricky at that speed. Defeat ambushing Kraban on Weathertop. Oh, isn't this going to be fun? Well, my buff is over. Maybe just as well. But I do get to do it again in 1 minute and 12 seconds. I also have a couple of attacks. Rearing stomp. And a back kick. And then an escape. And I'm given a total of 30 minutes in order to do this, and I'm currently 27 minutes and 20 seconds left. Now those Kraban that we just passed are not the ones that we need to kill. The ones we need to kill would be up on Weathertop, which is up ahead. Now the tricky part is remembering how to get up Weathertop. It's always a fun bit to remember. And I really don't need the speed buff at the moment, because if I go any faster I'll probably fall off the hill. Now, this will give me the third quest I need for the deed. There are a total of 9. The first one is the one that sends you to Hengstacer Farm. The second one would have been the one with the water I just did. This is the third, and each day you're allowed to take on 2 new quests. Now the quests that are available are random, and they're the same for everybody on each server. Ah, what have we got here? No, those are sharp-eyed lookouts, not the Kraban I'm looking for. Oh. Let's see. This is the right way, isn't it? No, it doesn't look like the right way. Or... Yep. Sprained my ankle. Ah, here we go. Now this looks familiar. And here we go. Let's try picking the herb. You must face target. I am facing target. You are going to be annoying, aren't you? There we go. Now. Alright. These things are tougher than they were last time I did this. Alright. I didn't want to do a back kick there because it tends to send the person flying, and doing that near cliffs is never a good idea. Now here though is fine. It does not automatically put you into auto attack for some reason, so I need to remember to do that. And that gets a lot of the damage that you do upon these birds. And that's the last of them. So now I have 23 minutes to get back to Osk, whatever it's called. Radagast's horse. Okay, we'll just say that. Alright, easiest way down from here. Now, as for the chores quests that you do, such as the fetching of the water, the 4 chores quests that you can get are all related to the 4 chores quests that you did while you were in Combe. One's to get water, one's to get hay for bedding. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. One is to get some horseshoes made, and one is to get some feed. And let's speed this up a little bit. And we're flying through. And now we're back to Oscaroth. Try doing it without running him down. And I gave him the herbs he needed. So finish that. And I'm done with the session. And this takes a little more time since I have to log into my regular character instead of just transferring. I still have to turn in the quest for the water.
What do you need?
And there we go. Now if we check the deed log, it is somewhere. I think it might be under Epic, Discovering the Descendant. So I've completed 2 of them plus the Proof of Trust, which is what sent me there. And that concludes the start of the horsing around deed at Hank Stacer Farm. And that also concludes my time with the epic story, since Ending will be covering the rest starting at Volume 1. Until next time, may your shield protect you and your spear never break.